All right, so hi, Jen and Omar.
Hello.
Hello. Last year you treated us to a really moving and thoughtful talk at WMC Fest. So I was just wondering what you've been up to since we saw you last.
Well, we had I think literally like a week afterwards, we had the big move from New York to Columbus, back to Ohio, and that was kind of a grueling process.
Yeah.
It was like a double move almost. It was a long drive back because we were in a really slow van with two cats going crazy. And then we had like maybe a few hours of sleep before we had to go back to our inventory warehouse, which is in Columbus, load our entire truck back up again, and then
With all of our prints, all of our
everything you can see back there. Yeah.
Let me let the cat is studio cats. It was a crazy move. It was a long process, and it was important for us to do, though, I think, because we really wanted to bring everything about our business back in-house.
Yeah, kind of back to basics kind of thing.
And we did. We set up a whole fulfillment center, which you can kind of see behind us. So everything we make is now packed, shipped by our hands again, as we did for the first 2 years of our business. And it's actually been great. Our systems were kind of taxed. We got a couple huge orders. We got into 70 Nordstrom stores around the country about 2 weeks after we got this system set up. So that was instantly like, okay, this is our big test. And
we had a pretty good holiday too. Like probably one of our best, record, not the best.
Yeah,
so it was a lot of packing, shipping,
a lot of framing, a lot of art being made here. So it was good. It was a good year. We did a lot of freelance. We have been moving nonstop for the last 6 months. 5 months. Yeah. So it's been good.
Yeah, I understand it's your 4th year in business.
Actually, yeah, almost to the day. Right now.
He still wasn't to a point where we thought it was even a business. I don't think we thought it was a business until many months after we launched.
Maybe even a year or so. It was quite a while.
But I think we're talking to our accountant. He said the second you have like a 1 cent come in, the accountant
which we didn't know. That's not we were not aware of that at the time. But yeah, 4 years ago today we had gotten about 300 orders for posters that we did not have made, and we were scrambling around town trying to find mailing tubes
and kind with our printer and all sorts of stuff.
So that was 4 years ago. It's crazy. It feels like
a lifetime ago.
It does. It feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it goes by super fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So what are your plans for this year?
We have a lot of big plans this year. We kind of, being here and working so much, we've really gotten a lot of time to kind of think about what it is that we do and what it is that we like to do. So we kind of have a multi-pronged plan. On the shop side of things, we're going to really focus our energy this year into creating lots and lots of new things for the shop. As we've gotten more involved in freelance work over the past couple of years, that's kind of fallen by the wayside a bit. I mean, when we're on deadline, it's hard to be making new things for ourselves, but that's why we started doing this, and that's what we love to do most. So this year, it's the year of the shop for us. We have a ton of new stuff planned. Some new stuff is already hitting the shop right now.
A lot of projects that have been on the back burner for a long time. A long time. As we first started, we made this list of things we wanted to do,
and the list is hundreds of things long, but I mean, we've gotten to a tiny fraction of it. So it's exciting to kind of see these things that we've been thinking about for a long time come to life a little bit, which is cool. We're focusing on a lot of custom work. This year too, one of our favorite things to do is work with people to make maps that really capture a place that's special to them. So those have been a big hit so far. We've made maps of all different countries and states. That's been super fun. What else are we doing? We're
doing the stationery show again this May.
That's exciting. We're going to have more than 6 weeks to plan this year, which is feels luxurious compared to last year.
So we learned a lot from the previous year.
Yes.
So we'll be doing it a lot differently, but we're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. We have lots of surprises planned for that. That's at the end of May in New York. And other than that, I don't know, I feel like now that this thing it's going, it's thriving, we're 4 years in, and I feel like I look back to where we were 4 years ago, and we've learned so much, so many lessons. Most of them learned the hard way, which I believe is a great way to learn. But I feel like it's time for us to start giving back a little bit. And we try to do this through our blog. We try to be so open about the realities of running a creative business, things that we think could help other people who are kind of doing the same thing or dream of doing the same thing. So this is the year we're going to really commit to sharing what we've learned so far with other creative people.
Yeah, that was my next point. I mean, it's so obvious that you really love sharing your process. I mean, I hear lots of that coming through in your blog, and you've also illustrated that in your WMC Fest talk, which people are just talking about every single day. I mean, people are still just openly sobbing about that. And you contributed to the zine so many times. You're practically on the Go Media staff over here. Why is it really important for you to be really open and share really the secrets of your success?
Well, Jen always says, like, we don't really know any other way. We have a hard time, like, I guess we have bad poker faces or something. I don't know. We find it easier just to be honest about the stuff that's going on. Lots of times, maybe even for our own things, we're going to look back at our own blog and our own journal and remember, like, this is what happened, not some...
Yeah, it's cool to have a record, I mean, just for us, of kind of the things we've learned and the things we've been through, but I mean, I think there's something really cool that happens when you put that out into the world. Like, I don't know, we get emails all the time from people saying that a certain blog post helped them, or that, like, they're thinking about doing the stationery show, or they watched the talk and now they don't feel like, you know, they don't feel as alone. It's just awesome. I mean, there's nothing but good can come out of sharing that. And I feel like as creative people, we're kind of all in this together. I mean, the mediums we work in may be different, or the exact things that we do may be, you know, not the same, but as artists, I feel like we've got to lift each other up. I mean, the more of us that are successful as creative people, I feel like the more beauty we're going to put into the world. I mean, the better we're all going to do if we all just help each other out. So I don't know, we love being able to demystify the process of making your own creative career. That's something we really love.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hear you have super big news for us, so I'd love for you to talk about that.
We do. So we have been working on a secret project for over 6 months now, and it's, as Omar said, really hard for us to keep a secret. So we are like super excited that we get to share this with everybody. A couple years back, we were featured in a book called The $100 Startup by Chris Gobo. And over the years, we've kind of kept in touch with him, and we've been talking about doing something for artists. I remember he came to do his book tour in Columbus, and we went out to dinner, and he said, so, like, what should we do next? And Omar and I looked at each other, and we said, we should make...
First of all, I said we, like...
Yeah, he said we, and I was like, we? Okay, let's like, plan something really great here. But for years, even before that, Omar and I have been talking about... we have these moments where we'll learn something the hard way, and we say, if only we would have known this, if only someone would have like, put this out into the world, we could have... Really,
why is this on Google?
Right, why isn't this on Google? Why isn't anyone talking about this? There are these simple lessons that we've learned as we've, started this creative business that, had we known, it would have saved us a lot of trouble. So we've kind of been keeping track a little bit, and some is through our blog, of these things that we feel like should be included in, like, the ultimate manual. If we were to write the manual, or to write a roadmap for how you can turn your creativity and your passion for making art into a career, that's what would be included. So when we started talking with Chris, it was kind of like, well, he's, great at kind of putting this information together, and he has a large following of creative folks too. So it kind of started to, the idea was there at that point, but it wasn't until this summer that Chris got in touch with us and said, hey, I have this series called Unconventional Guides, and would you guys be interested in writing a guide to making a creative business?
Yeah, this was like a week before WMC talk. We still hadn't written the speech. We still had to get ready to move, so
we were like, now?
Yeah, it was like the worst time. But in the end, it went pretty well. Yeah.
So it was great. We have been collaborating with Chris and a couple other people on his team, and over the past 6 months, we've written a complete guide. It's like the ultimate toolkit to creating your own freedom through your artwork.
It's kind of turned into a beast.
It has.
Like, it's supposed to be like, started out like, a 30, a 30-page primer is due like, I think in September, like in 2 weeks, and we're like, okay, we'll try. And then, we went back and forth with him a lot, and now it's like 150 pages. It's got all these like
it just grew and grew and grew. It turned into something much bigger than any of us had planned for it to. And I think it did that for a reason. I mean, I feel like as we started compiling all this information, we interviewed 21 artists and I guess kind of other people who provide services that help artists as they build their businesses. And we were getting so much information, so many great themes were kind of naturally coming out of all these interviews. We said, it's going to be as long as it's going to be. We want to make this like the ultimate tome. Like you can read this and, we have a visitor.
Oh, well, you can't see him.
Oh, you can't see him. Cat just walked by. We want it to be the ultimate resource for anyone who dreams of running their own creative business, and that's what we've made.
I love that you're saving people's lives everywhere.
We're saving a lot of trouble. That's what we're saying.
I love that it's kind of keeping with a theme of your roadmap as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me about one of the favorite interviews you've done with this book?
Oh, wow.
And they all really good. We've been just wrapping up the audio interviews this week, and we've talked with a few people that are really good. Recently talked with Jeff Sheldon of Ugmonk, which is really fun. And it's so funny too because everyone we talk to, it's so funny how even though they're doing completely different things, how similar kind of the path is. Like
it is. You'd think I think the most surprising thing through all the interviews is that we picked a wide variety of people. We have jewelers, graphic designers, people making apparel. We have a guy who does a digital product. He teaches people how to paint online. So wide variety. People making prints, of course, like us. And there were so many similarities.
Mm-hmm.
So many similarities. I mean, so we actually started to see, like, wait a minute, I think there is, like, a system to this. If you follow these steps and you do these things, this is how all of us became successful. So it's been cool. And, I mean, just on a personal note, it's been nice to kind of talk to people who are doing the same thing as us, which is great. Like, we get on Skype and talking to Jeff and talking about inventory management and fulfillment and all these, like, nerdy things that, not everybody understands necessarily, but are really important to running a creative business. So we're really excited through this guide, to be able to kind of give people a peek into that world. And really, they're going to jump in knowing so much more than any of us did when we started. So I think it'll be...
That's the goal.
Yeah, good place to start.
I'm super excited about this. So when can I get my hands on this? And, when can our readers expect to see this out?
Very soon. It launches on Tuesday, February 11th. So we're just a couple days away. And it's called, I didn't even mention the title, it's called Designed to Sell, The Unconventional Guide to Creative Freedom. And it will be at creativefreedomguide.com.
Great. Is there anything I missed?
I don't think so. I don't know. We've been, I just like to thank everybody who came to watch our talk. I feel like we got to do that on our blog, but now that we're back here in video form, I feel like it's a great time to just thank everybody. We've gotten so many nice messages from people. Just the sweetest notes from people who really, just liked what we had to say, which feels really cool. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, again, we really appreciated you being at WMC Fest and your honesty, which, again, is keeping with the theme of your new book, too. So we look forward to seeing the book and, what you're going to come up with next.
Thanks, Heather.
Yeah, so thanks for talking with me today.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye-bye.